Hey everyone, it's Jonathan again. In the previous video I showed you the amazing second-hand beekeeping equipment I acquired from Charlie. Today we'll focus on preparing one of the hives for my future bee colonies. We need to clean them of old comb and propolis and sterilise them. There are two main reasons for this. Firstly, so that the hive parts fit together properly, but secondly, that there are no nasties lurking that could cause harm to the colony. Charlie has already done a great job removing most of the old comb, so our main task will be to scrape off the remaining propolis and sterilise the hive parts with a blowtorch. I'll start with a super box as it's smaller than the brood box and more manageable to show you. Before I start scraping and scorching the hive parts, I need to remove the runner bars. I cannot properly clean the area around them with the hive tool. Also, most of the runner bars are made of plastic, which would melt under the torch flame. The frame runner bars are optional, but I think they're a good idea. They create a lip that's just a millimetre or two that lifts the frame lugs. If you don't have them, you put a frame back in and there's a bee sat where the lugs go, that would be a squished bee. But with the runners in place, you minimise the likelihood of accidents like that. So I'm going to get the hive tool under the plastic runner and ease it up. With the runner bars removed, I can now access and clean all areas of the hive boxes. I'll use the hive tool to scrape off the propolis from the wooden hive parts. Propolis is a sticky substance that bees produce to seal gaps and cracks in the hive. It has antimicrobial properties and helps maintain a clean environment, but for our purposes we need to remove it all to start fresh. I'll be thorough and make sure to get into all the nooks and crannies, including the top and bottom edges of the boxes where they meet each other, as well as all four internal walls and the different indents and areas where runners and other components go. If there's any propolis on the top or bottom edges of the box, it means there will be a slight gap between this box and the next one. And what do bees do with little gaps? They fill them with more propolis. I'll start with the top and bottom edges, then these bits around the top, and then go on the insides. And here we can see some holes left by the wax moth larvae. They will have eaten into the wood. And here's quite a big lump of propolis. Yeah, it's gummy and sticky, very sweet smelling. All got to go. And this is remnants of old comb. Now that I've scraped all the hive parts clean, it's time to sterilise the wooden components using a blowtorch. This process is called scorching, and it helps eliminate any remaining bacteria, spores, pathogens, eggs, beetles and so forth that could harm the bees. When using a blowtorch, it's crucial to take proper safety precautions. Always work in a well-ventilated area and use protective clothing. Keep a fire extinguisher nearby just in case. I've got a garden hose. Never leave the blowtorch unattended, and make sure the hive parts cool down completely before handling them again. I'll be careful to apply the flame evenly across all the surfaces, paying extra attention to the corners and joints where pathogens and spores might hide. You'll notice the wood changing colour slightly as I scorch it, which is a good indication that the heat is doing its job. I'm aiming for a chestnut brown colour. I'll run the hive tool over the frame runner bars. If they're metal, I'll use the blowtorch. If they're plastic, they'll have to go in the tub of washing soda with the polystyrene nukes. And there we are. I've cleaned all the brood boxes and supers, ready for my future bee colonies. Proper preparation is key to giving your bees the best possible start, and I'm confident that this hive will provide a safe and healthy home for them. I still need to sterilise the polystyrene hive boxes and plastic runners. I can't use the torch on those, and will have to use washing soda instead. I also need to put together the frames. That will be in my next video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more beekeeping adventures.